Hello and welcome to another tutorial for Sonoscore's The Orchestra. In this video, we will look at the ensemble engine and creating an animated preset from scratch. This time, we will focus on the softer side and create a moving orchestral texture using the different envelopes and arpeggiators. So let's dive into it and empty all the slots to start with a clean plate. For the beginning, I will load up the first violin sustains into the first slot. Right now, the dynamics can be controlled via mod wheel, blending between 3 different velocity layers. I want to create an automated orchestral texture, so I will assign envelope 1. When we go over to the engine page, we can access all controls of the envelope. Here we can draw in a repeating curve that controls the dynamics. This will send out the same kind of data as from the mod wheel, so this is not a simple volume automation. But when I move the mod wheel now, the envelope will be scaled by the mod wheel value. This is true for the arpeggiators as well. If I have used the mod wheel to scale the envelope and want to edit the curve, it will jump back to the original values to provide me with the full dynamic range. In the length menu, I can choose how many bars this curve is supposed to play until it repeats. I'll set this to 4 bars. I will now draw a curve with a very clear dynamic climax on the start of the second bar and a steady decrescendo afterwards. Now I want to load the second violin tremolos and add some shimmering to the sustain articulation by transposing them up 1 octave. The idea is to have the 2 colors, the lower sustains and higher tremolos, shift and flow into each other, so over the course of 4 bars, first one is prevalent and then the other. That's why we'll assign envelope 2 to the tremolo articulation and have it do something different than the sustains. To have a reference to work from, we'll copy the curve from the first envelope and paste it onto the second one. I want the highest point for this envelope to be a bit later than the other, and most importantly, have it very quiet when the first one is at its highest point. Let's also set the envelope duration to 4 bars. So now the 2 articulations create an interesting texture, but they're both playing all notes at the same time. With a first violin section of 12 and a second violin section of 10 players, this makes a total of 88 musicians for a 4-note chord. We can reduce that number by giving the sections only specific notes to play with the note selection. I'll give the highest 2 notes to the first violins and the lowest 2 to the second violins. To add some more movement underneath the strings, I'll load up the harp and assign arpeggiator 1. To fill up the chords and the lower mid-range, I'll transpose the harp 1 octave down. I want the harp to just arpeggiate any chord I play very steadily. The most basic note order for this would be up and down. Let's listen to this alone. That's not bad, but I would like to fill more of the actual range of the harp. For that, I turn up the octave control. This takes the simple 4-note pattern generated by the arpeggiator and repeats it 1 and 2 octaves higher. This way, a broader range of the instrument is used. The problem with this is that depending on the number of notes I press, the arpeggiator will not generate a musical phrase that follows our time signature. After only one run-through, arpeggiator and metronome are completely out of sync. To fix this, we added the bar reset function. This will restart the pattern after exactly 1 or 2 bars, generating more musical results. Let's hear it all together. Very nice. Let's add some flute staccatos. This will give it a much more light-hearted feel. I'll transpose it 1 octave up. The flute could play some kind of melody or rhythmical motif on top of this, all generated from the played chords. To do that, I'll assign arpeggiator 2 and change the note order to, let's say, move in. Let's hear the flute alone and find out what it sounds like. That's okay, but a single flute player probably couldn't keep that up over a long time without suffocating, so I'll put in a little pause. And maybe another note here. Again, I will turn on the bar reset to get consistent phrases each time. Let's listen to it all together. What I'm missing is just a simple downbeat by the double basses. So let's load up the basses, pizzicato, and assign arpeggiator 3. I'll choose the lowest note option and just set a single step to the downbeat. That's it! The pattern is complete and playable out of the box, using all 5 modules from the engine at the same time. Here's a short composition that was created starting from this animated preset. We hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If you want to learn more about the possibilities of the orchestra, you can check out our other videos on this channel, or visit sanuscore.com or bestservice.com for more information. This has been Frank from Sanuscore, and I'll see you next time.